Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this one is about Tegeler Audio Manufaktur's Schwerkraftmaschine compressor. I've been mixing with the Schwerkraftmaschine for a few days now, and it's awesome. Like, yeah. What it is, it's a Valovirta compressor with 4 triode tubes per side and 3 transformers. And what is cool with this, it's just not a Valovirta compressor. There's 11 different modes. From multiband complex, diode pressure, Neve 33609, diode bridge compressor, breakthrough, stereo transformer, Valovirta tube, vocal leveler, optical compressor, drum smasher, classical Valovirta chart analysis, and de-esser. It opens a plugin. It's not the sound doesn't come from there. You just control the device with this one. And obviously you can control with hand. Check out what happens when I move. But when I move with the mouse, check out what happens. In real time. How cool is that? And then when you save a session, this remembers your settings. So when you open it again, the settings opens. Really cool. Okay, let's check out first how it works with drums. So this is a song I have written by myself. Haven't released it yet, it's demo version, but you get the idea. Let's listen how it sounds with and without a compressor, the drums. The mode I'm having now is diode pressure. That's my favorite, by using this as a parallel drum compressor. So I'm just blending it in a little bit, but because of the tubes and the transformers, the sound kind of becomes more alive, and the room, it sounded bigger than what it actually is. Everything just sounded like better and glued. Let me show you a few examples, different modes, and what happens when I dial the knob, so you get an idea. So you heard, I tried two of my favorites for drumming, drum bus compression, parallel compression, the drum smasher and the diode bridge, diode pressor. This is really good, bringing the drums kinda, it brings them more like in your face, but at the same time it makes them bigger. And there's one thing also that I really like that makes the drums even bigger. This is a stereo device, but with the plugin you can make this dual mono. The dual mono is, I pretty much use if I'm doing a bus compressor, not mix bus, but any bus, drum bus, whatever, dual mono. Check out what happens. So it's compressing the sides independently. Yes, the kick and the snare, they might move or maybe move a little bit. Well, they're not moving, but because kick and the snare in this mix, they are the only thing that are panned dead center. So obviously, you know, when there's hi-hat, it kind of compresses that side a little bit more. So that kind of makes that side of the kick a little bit more compressed, so you might get, but to me that only makes the drums like more vivid. I use this pretty much always. Sometimes if I feel that it could be a bit too much, then I want the snare and kick to be dead center, then maybe the stereo, but 99% always dual mono, because it just sounds like the drummer will be in front of me playing, you know, rumbling and stuff. That's amazing. You saw the left side was compressing a little bit more because there was the hi-hat. And then there's this sidechain filter. What this means that, because you know how compression works, you know, the sidechain signal goes to the compressor and then the compressor kind of reads that, and then, you know, so this doesn't cut off anything from the actual signal. You know how, you know, sidechain works. So it's just what the compressor sees. And if I put it here, it doesn't see anything below 60 Hertz. So this 0 and this is pretty much the same, flat. And there's actually a good video. Let me show you on Tegeler's site what it does. Check it out. So this part is a like sidechain low cut, and then this section is like a tilt filter. And this doesn't have a ratio control, but what I like is you just have to use your ears. You know, the more input you put, the more mix you blend in, the harder the compression. So it's like a tube amplifier. You know, using ears and tweaking what sounds the best. I mean, it's hard to get a bad sound out from this. Alright, let's try it on bass. So I just moved this kind of the router and the controller to the bass bus. And the bass sounds like, let's bypass the compressor. There's a whammy. So great bass sound. It's a little bit all over the place though. So Yeah, the vocal leveler actually works really well with bass also, probably because it's, you know, single notes and not chords. So, and the optical compressor worked really well too. And the bass sidechain filter obviously didn't, you heard what happens when I use it, because it's, you know, if it doesn't read the low frequencies, then you kind of lose the point. But straight on bass, yeah, I mean, the sound just becomes like more glued, and there isn't, you know, because it was pretty well played, and I played it. So, but still, you know, it's cool to have some leveling. And again, I think the tubes and transformers, although I used real amp, so it was a Tech 21's Jerry Lee preamp. So the bass sound was really cool also, and it's already a little bit like compressed already on the way in, but still I feel that I can get a little bit extra depth and glue to the, you know, to the bass. Obviously the drums were now a little bit all over the place, because now the compressor is on the bass track. Cool, then let's try this with guitars. The guitars are pretty distorted, so there's really no need for compression. It's played pretty tight, but let's see if we can enhance the guitars with this one. So let's listen. Yeah, like you heard, solid tracks, no need for compressing. I don't usually compress distorted metal guitars at all, because they are already compressed. But with this one, I was able to actually I was able to enhance them. I mean, it was recorded with real tube amp, PV5150, boosted with a tube screamer. But still, with this one, it kind of added another tube stage, or it added another tube stage to the signal. And I think the Vari tube and the classical Varimu worked really well. Just to, I mean, doing it like this, it's a bit, because, you know, alone, so, you know, the whole mix isn't there. But let's actually try with drums, although the drums now aren't compressed, but let's check it out. Yeah, you can kind of make them a little bit more forward, and with the side chain thing, and again it's parallel. Let's try the whole, you know, full compression. Now it really doesn't work with full because it's already, there's really nothing to compress on the sound. So, but yeah, as adding another tube stage kind of dimension, yeah, it could work. This was a little bit not so good example because the guitars are really solid, but let's say if it would have been played a bit not so good, then you know you could really easily level it out and make it kind of cut through better through the mix, so it's really solid. All right, cool. Then let's try with vocals. So this is Jake from CYHRA, the band we play. I play in. This is a pre-production demo of one of the new songs that will be on the forthcoming album, which will be out this year, 2022. Let's listen. Now there's no processing except just a little bit of you know, a reverb.
So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes.
As you hear, it's a good recording. Jake is a really good singer and he has a good gear, you know. I think this was compressed a little bit on the way in because it's pretty solid, but let's see if we can make it a little bit more even, because at the end there was this kind of like, it was a little bit all over the place.
So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes.
Yeah, so now the ending, it was a lot more solid. This is the vocal leveler.
So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes. So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes. So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes. So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes. So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes.
Yeah, fantastic job. It doesn't sound like this compressor, but as you hear, he was doing quite a lot, almost 10 dB at the end, where he sings a lot louder. So works like a charm, and the sidechain filter was actually pretty cool here. Like, so it kind of reacts more to the higher frequencies, which was really cool. And the mix, I had it full. Let's try to do parallel.
So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes. So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip of this bag gives you remedy. Please remember your father's eyes. So cut 'em carefully, a piece of this puzzle, a memory. A sip.
Yeah, with a parallel compression, you can kind of retain the original performance a little bit, so it's a little bit more alive, and then you just control the peaks with this one. Works like a charm. Conclusion: it's absolutely fantastic. Real tube compressor. The price is, I think it's around 3,000. It might seem a lot, but it's not. Because it isn't just a Varyme tube compressor. It's diode bridge compressor, it's a vocal leveler, it's an opto compressor, it's a 1176 style all buttons in drum smasher, it's a DSer, 11 modes. So the price is actually really modest, in my opinion, for what you get with that price. And what is really cool, that Tegeler will send you this. They will let you try this out for 14 days for free. But I gotta warn you, when you try this out, well, This one stays. I'm not gonna send it back. I love it. Well, same happened with the creme. I tried it out and I was like, okay, hey, send me an invoice. So, amazing stuff. Well done, Tegeler. A strong recommendation. More info about the product and other Tegeler's products on their website, link in the description. Hope you found this interesting, informative, and so on. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.